To be here in Utah right now for the convention, right? Yeah. Wow. I mean, energy, things happening. We're in the middle of witnessing the greatest growth, the fastest growth that I think any company has ever experienced in the history of the industry. And it's happening right now, and we're all lucky just to be here and be a part of it. And I think back about how many people have been in this town have been watching Nu Skin for so long. I think of the people that we recruited early on, 25 years ago, almost now, right? And I meet some of those people who never stuck with it. And they say, well, do you think I should try it again? This will be like, I remember one person specifically who I recruited him. I actually didn't recruit him personally. He was recruited by Jeff Mack. And he quit after about 6 months, and I saw him 4 years later. And it was about 1993. We were just getting ready to open Japan. And I ran into him in town here. I think it was a restaurant someplace. And he said, wow, how's things going? I said, really good. Really good. Things are really growing fast. He goes, yeah, I noticed you guys are just building that new building in Provo. The old building now, right? And he said, so do you think it's too late? And I said, no. It's not too late, you should start again, sign up again. Let's go, right? And he signed up, and he worked for about a year, and he quit. And he was gone. And about 5 years later, I saw him again at a store, and he said, how's it going? And I said, I don't think you want to know. It could be painful. And he said, well, I don't know, is it too late? And I said, well, you better get in before we build another building. We're just going to keep building them down there. And so he signed up again, and he worked about a year and a half, and he quit. Yeah, and I saw him about 3 years ago. And he said, so, I hear things are going really good. I said, yes, they are. They're going really well. And he said, do you think it's too late? And sometimes for some people it's too late. So don't let it be too late for you. I have one other story for you. I know you all know Kenton Worthington, right? Mm-hmm. Fantastic leader in the business with so much energy and charisma. And I came home from being out of town, and he called me on my cell phone, and he was in town, and he said, dude, he goes, you got to come to my house. He said, I've got this really old video and you're on it. And I said, oh, really? Okay. So about, 2 or 3 that afternoon, I was going that direction, so I stopped by his house. And he goes, come on in here. I borrowed a VHS, what do you call them, VHS player from my neighbor. I mean, he didn't really know what they were. And so he's got this old player hooked up to his TV in his house. And he says, watch this. And he plays this old VHS videotape, and sure enough, it's me, and I'm on this video, and it's 1990, and I'm in somebody's basement here in Utah, and I'm standing in front of this group of maybe 10 or 11 people sitting there listening to me give them the 5-point presentation, right? And there's probably 10 or 12 people, and it's kind of like a little semicircle with their couch and some chairs. And there was a person videotaping, I'm sure with just an enormous camera sitting on their shoulder. And so this is, more than 20 years ago. And they're shooting across my profile like this. And you can see these two people sitting over here in the audience, in the view of the camera. And so I'm standing up there, and at the end of the presentation I say, and our company did $45 million last year. $45 million. These people are looking at me like, yeah? I said, mark my words. I promise you, someday we'll do $1 billion. And when I said those words, $1 billion, you see this guy who's sitting here in the camera view, and his eyes go like this. He goes, just complete, network marketing disdain, right? Yeah, right. I'm so full of it. I wish I could find that guy now. Oh, yeah. I'm telling him, 2 billion, and it's going to be 3 this year, right? Yeah. So I have a bit of a reputation as a prophet in news. So you better listen, right? We, yesterday heard for the first time from Truman's lips that the company is going to set this $10 billion goal, right? Yeah. And I know many of us have been saying that for years. We've been saying, don't know when, but someday we'll do $10 billion. And it seems like it's coming faster than maybe we thought. I personally had just kind of strapped on the helmet and was ready for the duration. I didn't really care how long it took for us to get there. Just, we were going to do it at some point. And I'm constantly amazed as I think back about the last 24, almost 25 years of my involvement in Nu Skin, how many people have come and then gone, and then look at it from a distance and say, is it too late? And it's just like people looking at the stock and they go, oh, I should have bought it at 80. I can't buy it now. I've already missed it, Well, I'm not a prophet in terms of stocks or anything, but it'll probably go higher, right?
Yeah.
And I am a prophet on the business, okay? And the business is definitely going to go higher. And the company is the greatest company you could ever have. And from a distributor point of view, we're going to make history. We're going to write history when it comes to making people believe that this is the greatest thing any entrepreneur could ever do. What else can you do? And where else could you go to build a business like this that can pay you for the rest of your life, potentially, if you're able to focus and work and put it together for yourself? I know some of you don't believe that, and today you're here maybe for your first convention. For some of us, it's been many, many conventions. And if you had our perspective and you had our view of the company and of history and of what's happened in the last 20 years, you would have a lot of confidence in the next 20 years. You would have a lot of confidence. Today, when you talk to people, it's a pretty simple story that we never could tell 20 years ago. Today, it's easy to say we're a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange. It's easy to say that we were at $7 a share 4 years ago, and we're at $113 a share yesterday. And we've got almost 600 mutual funds that are now following and investing. 600 different mutual funds in this world own Nu Skin stock as part of their portfolio. And these are very smart people. Okay, it's even up higher. It's 114. Okay. Yes. And so 600 of these people that are very smart people that are betting hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars on the future growth of this company. And I'm going to venture to say that these people have done a lot more research into the fundamentals of this business than probably you have done. And you ought to think about that. That ought to give you a lot of confidence about the kind of bets that people are making about the future of this business and this company. And you ought to think twice about that, because they know the future's bright, and they're putting a lot more money behind that bet than probably you are. Your job is to invest the time and the energy. It's not really the money investment. It doesn't take that much money in comparison to most businesses. But it does take consistency, and it takes focus. And you've got to do the business a little bit every day. You can't do it one day and then stop for 3 and do it for 2 and stop for 4. You'll never develop this consistency. You'll never develop the skill set to the level you could if you were really consistent in pursuing the growth of your business. And you'll never be consistent enough for your downline to count on you, to know where you're at, to believe in what you're saying and to follow your lead, and to have the confidence to bring their prospects to you because they know you are consistent. And they know that you do know what you're saying and that you will do a good job when you speak to those people. And so my hat's off to your upline. I mean, think about the upline you guys have. There's so many great leaders. That's the greatest thing about this business is, as I was growing my business and starting years ago, I would just be amazed when I would see other people show up that were so good. I think, how am I so lucky to ever attract people like this? It wasn't me. It was the business. People could see the business opportunity. And you end up with all these people, I just remember as each one of these people came into business, I was like, wow, amazing people. I remember trying to recruit Mark Mabry, and I'm so nervous sitting in his real estate office trying to get out newsstand. You know, and just all the different people you have that are part of your team, and the great leaders you have that are in your own markets today. My hat's off to you. You're phenomenal people. You're so incredible. Really, it's amazing. So thank you very much for being here, for all you do. We'll see you very soon. Thank you.